Hi, this is Ann Motter and my discussion on Chapter 15 of our textbook on the topic of tobacco and smoking, which begins on page 397. My relation to tobacco and smoking as an adolescent was with my high school boyfriend. We dated for a good majority of high school. In the early years, we began dating our freshman year of high school, one of those first romance stories. But at any rate, early in our junior year, as most teenage relationships tend to go, we broke up. But we were both honor students in tons of activities. We were both in many sports. He specifically was in football, and that summer leading into our junior year, he had broken his collarbone, so he wasn't able to participate in football. He was sidelined for most of the season and just decided to quit since he wasn't playing. So, in a lot of the same time span, he quit football. As it can be devastating as a teenager when you break up. Life is ending, and he always struggled in his relationship with his mom because she pressured him so much to be as good as his older siblings and everything. His oldest brother had a full ride academic scholarship to Notre Dame, and his older sister had a full scholarship to play sports in college. So he had a lot to live up to, and he was definitely pressured. So it's around that time is when he started smoking. He kind of lost his way with this group of friends because most of his guy friends played football and were in sports. And since he dropped out of sports, he really lost touch with a lot of them. So he started hanging out with a different crowd that was more into drinking and smoking and not so much into school. And he got into those things as well. His grades dropped off, and he became a smoker. And then, as the text says, it's harder than you think to quit smoking, and most teenagers think that they'll be able to but can't, and he was definitely one of those. As he continued on to college, he struggled with what he wanted to do as a career and what he wanted to study, and still had a lot of pressure from his family to do well. So all the stress all the time. Into his mid-20s, he was still smoking, even though he's often said he wanted to quit. So it's definitely something that is very difficult to deal with once you start. And unfortunately for most people, they cannot quit after.